guys know what I do. I can handle the heat. I can handle the pressure. Every day, boxing has been in my mind. Complete and utter hell-bent dedication. Got big fights in the pipeline, giving the fans what they want. Training, fighting, keeping your body in good health, keeping your mind in good health. You gotta be smart, you gotta be obsessed. And that is something that I've always been all in.
Ben Shalom and Boxxer have now put their money where their mouth is. Welcome back to Seconds Out. My name is Ayman Khan, here to report the latest breaking news that Chris Eubank Jr. has signed with Boxxer and Sky Sports Boxing. Here's what Ben Shalom had to say about the prospect of signing Chris Eubank Jr. when I spoke to him only a few short weeks ago.
An interest from boxing yourself to sign him?
Absolutely. He has been. But he has a lot of options. And for me, outside of Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, he's the biggest. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, is he not the biggest star in British boxing outside of those two? So everyone will be after him. He demands huge attention. He'll make his choice carefully. But as you said, we've had him on the past 4 shows, and it would be great, but ultimately he's at the stage of his career where he just wants the biggest fights and the most money, and whoever can deliver him that, or whoever he thinks can deliver him that, will ultimately be where he goes. Maybe he'll stay a free agent, but we'll see. And I just want to see him fighting. For me, he's got to fight for a world title. He's got to go and win a world title. He's achieved a lot in his career, and that's the one thing that maybe he doesn't care, but maybe in 20, 30 years, he'll look back and say, that's one thing I didn't do, and I'd like to see him as a boxing fan go and do that. But there's many big fights ahead of him.
In a press release sent out by Boxxer earlier today, it states the Brighton boxer has committed his future to the next generation promoter Boxxer and is targeting the biggest fights available, including mega fights with pound-for-pound stars Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. The former 2-time IBO World Super Middleweight and WBA Interim World Middleweight Champion has also stated his desire to settle long-standing feuds with domestic rivals Conor Benn and Billy Joe Saunders. The top-rated middleweight contender looked at his best last time out when ending his rivalry with Liam Smith with an emphatic 10th-round stoppage win over the former WBO world champion in front of a capacity crowd at the AO Arena in Manchester in September. Having joined forces with Boxxer, Eubank Jr. has now set his sights on the biggest fights available, including mouth-watering matchups with pound-for-pound stars Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, and domestic grudge matches with long-standing rivals Conor Benn and Billy Joe Saunders. Founded by UK's youngest licensed promoter Ben Shalom, with a vision to bring inclusivity, innovation and entertainment to one of the oldest sports in the world, Boxxer is a next-generation professional boxing promoter. Home to world champions, Olympic gold medalists and some of the sport's most exciting contenders, Boxxer have broken hosts of viewership records in the UK and Ireland, while delivering unmissable events featuring sold-out arenas and stadiums and boxing's biggest names going head-to-head. Eubank Jr. is the latest addition to Boxxer's star-studded stable, including WBA World Cruiserweight Champion Chris Eubank Smith, future boxing superstar Ben Whittaker, Unified Welterweight World Champion Larkin Price, WBO #1 light heavyweight contender Joshua Buatsi, and fast-rising stars Adam Azine, Caroline Dubois, Vidal Riley, and Karis Artingstall. Speaking in the statement, Chris Eubank Jr. said, "I'm very excited to have signed with Boxxer and Ben Shalom. It fit the right direction I want to go in. We have big plans over the next 12 to 24 months. There are big fights in the pipeline, and these guys can make it happen. This is a partnership. I have the freedom and leeway to work how I want to work, which is very rare. I'm in a position of power. I'm in a position to really control the direction that I want to go in. I'm so excited. I've been in the game for 12 years now, and I'm still hungry. I'm still excited. I'm still in love with the sport of boxing. I'm in a blessed position right now. There are 4 or 5 different names out there that are mega fights that everybody wants to see. Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford, Conor Benn, Billy Joe Saunders, and that's just off the top of my head. There are many more fights out there that can be made, even domestically, so I'm in an exciting position. Boxxer founder and CEO Ben Shalom said, Chris Eubank Jr. is undoubtedly one of the biggest star attractions in boxing. He brings excitement and intrigue wherever he goes. Boxxer is his natural home, and I'm incredibly excited to work with Chris to make sure we fully realize his potential and fierce ambition. We've had the privilege of working with Chris on some massive fight nights in the UK. There will be plenty more to come in the UK and worldwide. He's a bona fide pay-per-view star. The hunger and ambition is there. We can't wait to see him back in action and involved in some massive fights. Well, there you have it. Chris Eubank Jr. has now signed with Boxxer and Ben Shalom and will be featured prominently on Sky Sports Boxing. A couple of things to take away from the statement there released by Boxxer earlier this morning. First of all, Chris Eubank Jr. stating he has big plans over the next 12 to 24 months. So therefore we can take that the Boxxer deal runs for around that time. 24 months is probably the length of the deal. That's not confirmed there, but from Chris Eubank Jr.'s statement, it gives an idea as to how long the deal lasts for. This could be a fight-by-fight deal as well. Again, information is scarce as to the situation of the deal, but there you have it there in black and white. 12 to 24 months is how long this partnership at current will stand for. In terms of possible fights for Chris Eubank Jr., there were reports circulating only a few days ago about himself and Edgar Berlanga being the front runners for the Canelo Alvarez fight. Here's what we had to say about the potential Canelo Alvarez-Chris Eubank Jr. fight on SecondsOut Live.
Has come to the top of the list, it seems. Reputable sources have reported this. It seems likely he will be fighting Canelo in September. I'm struggling to finish this segue without laughing. And that's no disrespect to Eubank Jr. He's a very accomplished fighter, but seems levels below Canelo and the people that we've wanted Canelo to fight as well. Ayman, what did you think when you heard this? It's kind of more than a rumor. It's a report from a reputable journalist.
Yeah, it's always Chris Eubank Jr.'s career is so kind of strange and mysterious as to the way he operates, some of the decisions he makes, some of the opportunities he gets, some of the direction he takes with not wanting to win a legitimate world title and looking for those big nights, those big stages that he feels he deserves much. You know, this is a guy who started off in the shadow of his father, but really has kind of broke away from that. But, you know, some of the hardcore boxing fans will still equate that to him because he hasn't had, you know, he hasn't won that world title. He hasn't fulfilled some of the potential that they feel he could have fulfilled, and with the options potentially there as well too, off of the back of some real good wins and a comeback win as well too, where there were doubts over Chris Eubank Jr. in the state he was in and the position he was in his career after the defeat to Liam Swift, to come back and make it so routine the second time around. And it must be so disappointing for, I remember speaking to Liam Williams, like I said, like when you lose to a fighter, you want to see them do well, right? You want to see them make something of that win.
Eubank Jr.'s decision here is pretty clear, isn't it? You know, it's the old kind of Amir Khan choosing various fighters over Kell Brook at different parts of his career because he can afford Eubank Jr. a loss to Canelo, and that Hamza Shiraz fight for a lot of money in Saudi Arabia will likely still be there. But also, if we're giving him the benefit of the doubt, the Canelo fight will be for a world title or several world titles, whereas Shiraz at this stage probably wouldn't. So there is that to take into account as well. The Keggy says it's just a waste of time for Canelo. As bad as Edgar Berlanga is, I'd rather Canelo fight him than Eubank. Same. DB Coupon, back end of Canelo's career CV-wise is horrific. Gets a free pass. Casual fans tune in no matter who he fights. How does Eubank Jr. always have the last laugh? Fair play, but a mismatch. The Keggy thinks Hamza would destroy Eubank. Young Jesus says Canelo versus... Is it Young Jesus? Young Jesus? Maybe you can let us know. Canelo versus Liam Smith 2 would be better, prof. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe Eubank versus Liam Smith 3. I wouldn't mind seeing that. Grim Reaper says Eubank should be fighting Alim Kanuli. Janibek, of course. Yeah, again, wouldn't mind that fight. Wouldn't make Eubank a massive underdog in that one, whereas I do make him exactly that against Canelo.
Here's what Zach Parker had to say on Chris Eubank Jr.
It'll be Canelo Alvarez, somebody I know you were chasing for quite a while when you were down at Madrid against Chris Eubank Jr. What do you make of that one?
I ain't heard that one yet. That's news
Yeah,
to
yeah,
me,
you've
but
got
yeah,
some reputable sources saying that that
yeah,
might be the
yeah.
next fight to make for Canelo.
Yeah, mate, that might be a good fight. See what Chris Eubank's got left. He's had a couple of good wins, obviously Williams and that. But I think Canelo's just too many steps above. I think he's fully fledged in super middleweight. He's at Chris Eubank's been up in super middleweight before and he lost, didn't he? So we'll have to wait and see. I think Canelo will beat him, maybe a late stoppage.
You see sort of any chance for Chris Eubank Jr. in that fight?
Not with his style, like his new style, obviously, but trying to box and move a bit more. Maybe in his old style where he actually brung the fight to his opponents. But I think Canelo's just a bit too wise for all that.
And by the looks of Chris Eubank Jr.'s statement, his signal of intent is also to fight Canelo Alvarez. And you can imagine why. Whether that comes off is another thing. I mean, you await more information as to whether it will be Chris Eubank Jr. in the opposite corner to Canelo Alvarez, but also the rumored fight between Terence Crawford. Not sure how that would work, considering that both Terence Crawford and Chris Eubank Jr. at current share the same trainer in the form of Brian McIntyre. Furthermore, Conor Benn still appears on Chris Eubank Jr.'s radar. Conor is still going through his case with the British Boxing Board of Control and UKAD, another situation which is waiting more information after the UKAD and the British Boxing Board of Control overturned and won their appeal to reinstate the suspension on Conor Benn. This does appear to be a strong signing from Boxxer and Ben Shalom, who have been able to lure over Chris Eubank Jr. from Wasserman Boxing, who they were co-promoting at one stage. Now they have the full promotional status from Wasserman Boxing to promote Eubank Jr. on the Sky Sports. And this is someone who's been able to sell fights and, more importantly, pay-per-views to the wider public. Someone who's seen as a good dance partner to other promoters or other fighters for those big fights. It is intriguing though that Chris Eubank Jr. does say that he has the freedom and leeway to work the way he wants. He's in a position of power. He's in a position to control the direction that he wants to go. So I wonder how much say Boxxer do have in the fights that he does take, and whether this is just Chris Eubank Jr. being able to have the final say on his opponents. But what is your final say? Let me know in the comments below as to the direction you want to see Chris Eubank Jr. going in, and also what you think of Chris Eubank Jr. signing with Boxxer and Ben Shalom. That's everything for now. If you haven't already, please click the like button and subscribe. Once again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.